So you're considering selling your home, but now the NAR Association of Realtors settlement came out and you're really confused. What's this going to mean for me if I'm selling my home? Do I have to pay a buyer's agent? Do I not have to? What should I do? We're getting a lot of these questions, so I'm here to clarify if you've been considering selling, what you need to be thinking about in regards to the NAR settlement. I'm Chris Mullenberg, founder of the Mullenberg team at eXp Realty. Over my 10 plus year experience as a listing agent, I've seen about every scenario you can think, worked with hundreds and hundreds of sellers. And so I'm getting a lot of questions as the expert in our field. What does the NAR settlement mean for me if I'm thinking about selling my home in 2024 or later? So here's the quick rundown. First off, as a seller, the NAR settlement really doesn't change a whole lot other than, number one, you and your agent cannot advertise a cooperative commission on the MLS for a buyer's agent any longer. So forever and always, there was a line on the MLS that agents could see that you and your listing agent had offered some form of a buyer agent commission. That is going away. So on the MLS, when a buyer or a buyer's agent looks at your listing, they're not going to know if you're offering a commission to the buyer's agent. So why that's not really a change outside of listing on the MLS or not, you as the seller, you've always had the opportunity to offer whatever you and your listing agent agreed to offer to a buyer's agent. You could offer 3%, 4%, 2%, 1%, or even $0. So nothing's really changing there. You as the seller are still able to negotiate with your listing agent how much commission you're willing to pay, and if any of that is going to be offered to the buyer's agent. So nothing changing. You can still absolutely pay a buyer's agent if you want to, I guess, open your house to all of those buyer's agents with buyers. You can still totally do that. You just cannot advertise that number on the MLS. So one thing to consider as a seller is, okay, you've got your listing agent. You guys put the house on the market. Now that listing agent is probably going to be getting calls in the new world here because they're going to be getting calls from buyers without agents. So you need to decide with your listing agent how you'd like to handle that, because when you list your house, your agent is representing you, trying to get you the best price, best terms. And now when a buyer calls in and wants to see the house, that agent of yours is going to have to sign an agreement with the buyer in order to show them the house. So now all of a sudden you've got a transaction brokerage situation here in Colorado where your listing agent may not fully be able to represent you as you wished that they would. So just something to think about. This is why a lot of sellers are still going ahead and choosing to offer a buyer's agent commission of some kind so that it's really clean. You keep your listing agent in your corner, buyer keeps an agent representing them, and there's no, high cause for litigation or calling foul from a buyer who says, I felt unrepresented in this process. We've also gotten the question from a lot of potential sellers as to, okay, can I just lower my price and choose not to pay a buyer's agent? Well, sure, you can always do that. Again, this is all making commissions fully negotiable as they always have been, but putting it really clearly in writing who's getting paid what and by whom. So we've seen thus far, like I said, most sellers want to open their house to as many buyers as possible, right, to get the best price. So they say, a lot of these sellers are saying, okay, well, if I can get X price that nets me this number, then I'm fine. I mean, if I have to pay a buyer's agent something just to net my number because we get more buyers, then great. And that's typically true. Right now, about 90% of qualified buyers are working with licensed agents as their buyer's agent. So at least the way the world is working at the time of shooting this video, buyers still want representation. They may or may not be able to pay their agent directly. So often you're going to see these in the offers coming to you, seller, with some form of, hey, can I get a concession to pay my buyer's agent? Or asking you to pay their buyer's agent. This is just probably how a lot of sales are still going to go down. Just be prepared for it to be in clearer writing, and just know that you'll have to negotiate it case by case. And real quick, wanted to bust a myth here. We've actually gotten some questions from potential sellers this year saying, wow, I'm hearing in the news that the NAR settlement's going to make housing prices crash and come down, and it's going to be bad for the neighborhood because all the sellers are going to be lowering their prices. Absolutely not the case, okay? So just rest easy. I mean, put yourself in the seller's shoes, right? If you believe your home is worth 500,000 based on the comps in the neighborhood, you're still going to try to get 500,000. So this notion that sellers are going to be dropping prices because they may or may not be paying buyer's agents now is kind of overblown. I think it's just a media hype thing. But if you're a seller, we're here to help you get the best price, the highest price that you can get for your house. And if that includes having to pay a buyer's agent or offering a concession to a buyer, then let's include that. Let's put it into the price plans and just, again, establish that net number that you'd like to walk away with at the end of the sale, because that's really what matters, right? It's not the sale price that matters. It's the net price that you, the seller, puts in your pocket that's important. So if you're considering selling your home, you've got questions as to what your price could be on the market with and without buyer agent commissions, just give us a call or shoot us a comment here. We can give you a free evaluation, and I can talk through some of the frequently asked questions around the NAR settlement and what it's going to look like moving forward and how we can approach the market. So give us a call, and happy to chat through. Everybody's situation is different. We just want to make sure you get to where you're going with the most money in your pocket from your sale.